Good day, YouTube. I'm just tapping in because I think it's time that I shed some light on a few things. Uh, some of those things being the fact that our country is following a path, and many people believe that our system is broken. Well, our system is not broken. Our system, with all of the division, oppression, subjugation, imprisonment, uh, monetary policies, the way that having a job today is akin to slavery. It may even be worse than actual slavery. All those features that we say are symptoms of a broken government, well, that's the propaganda that we've been led to believe, my friends. Those symptoms that we're experiencing that we want to call change to, and we call them broken things in our system, they are meant to work like that. We're just now realizing that. See, because this all started with our parents and their parents, and generationally, they successively gave away the rights of their future of humanity. What is happening is incrementalism. It is habitualization. They are doing things to our parents that our parents in turn will teach their children. The school system, our schools are controlled. They are teaching our children a certain narrative. That's why they are growing up a certain way. Um, the, Somebody smarter than me a long time ago once said that if you let your enemy teach your children, that there won't be no future for your people. Think about in ancient Greek times. His name is escaping me right now, but I believe Aristotle, or one of the famous people that we all know of. Well, these type of issues was happening in his time period. Propaganda, everybody, propagandized. And he was a visionary thinker that thought way differently than all these people. Well, they killed him. They hung him at public execution right in front of everybody. So, as today that we see people speaking their mind, like Charlie, and then getting shot. Well, and then Antifa getting designated as a terrorist organization by Trump. People believe that Trump is a savior. I mean, I did. I really did. Until I realized that after he got in, he's no different than the rest of them. And I'd be a fool if I keep on standing behind somebody that I can tell is not in any way following and progressing alternative future for humanity that is a good one. Okay? This guy is concerned about making people rich with the stroke of a pen, as I witnessed him do in the Oval Office with two people. Two signatures on a piece of paper made these two people $900 million richer. And I watched him do it, and he bragged about it. This is Trump. Biden and Kamala aren't no better. But the problem is, nobody is any better. But the successful division will make people vote for the lesser evil. Now, in society, we're getting to the point, we're just around the corner from big things happening. The country's being destabilized on purpose in order to bring in chaos so they can quash that chaos with this new system. The new system being the one that will stop the chaos in the streets from all the righteous feelings against certain groups of people for the oppression that people have seemingly been put under. That that call to peace will probably be hijacked. People will be employed into these protests and be provocateurs, undercover provocateurs. These people are meant to lead a righteous call for change into a disaster. And it does two things. It saves any real change from having to take place because of a peaceful and loud public message. And it also lets that message be discredited as one that wants violence instead of peaceful change. So we see this happening. We see Antifa being designated with Trump. Also, during the C-19, you've seen that they want inside of your body. There's a reason they want in your body. They're habitualizing us with technological devices. The children of today don't know what it's like to play in the dirt. There is a very specific tactical reason for these things. The men and women of America today live in a lap of luxury. So, for us to be conquered would be a very easy task. They're already winning the psychological war. Imagine what is being put in our food. And you need to know that there are drone bot type people out there that whenever you call out these things, they will say that you are a brainwashed conspiracy theorist idiot. These people are from the underworld in their soul. They are demons, okay? You know, I want you also to know that God can speak to you through anybody, and so can the devil can speak through anybody. God could speak to you through a janitor one day, and you just overlook it because of that subconscious, just overlooking that type of a person talking to you. You could be ignoring a message that you was meant to hear that day. This is spiritual. The powers that be want to make this a very hateful civil war type battle through escalation and rage baiting tactics and propaganda. They want digital IDs, my friends. They want you to give up your children's rights. But guess what? Our ancestors did that to us. Now look what we're having to fight. I want you also to know we're the last of the Mohicans because the chains are already tight enough now. If it gets to another generation, how are they going to be able to fight back against something like that? What are we doing as the stewards of the future that we need to lay out ahead of us for the people that will come after us that don't even know that we are the ones that built this slavery? Guys, I hope you guys hear my message because it's not one of division and hatred. See, I love everybody, but I do know that the devil can speak through those of us who walk among this dimension, because he has been given dominion over this dimension. We, as creatures of these bodies, need to know that we are not our body, We are an awareness, the same awareness that is in everybody. The powers that be know these ancient, esoteric things. Symbolism. They practice symbolism. Washington, D.C., from a sky view, you will see the symbolism. Masonic symbolism laid out in the structure of how the street design in Washington, D.C. was formatted all them years ago. There was a plan hatched long ago that is well underway now. And if they want you to believe that we are winning this info war, if you want to call it that, then you are sadly mistaken. My friends, We already have family court systems that are taking away children from men without any due process, without any wrongdoing of the parent, the father of his own. And it's being done like a conveyor belt. They want to put things in our bodies for safety. These things, these issues, should make you angry enough to care, to educate yourself, while you go and work 10 and 12 hours a day in a job you fucking hate, and you want to kill yourself or have your arm chopped off so you can get off work for a week. Millions of Americans are living like that. How are we going to raise a generation of children that are going to be able to stand up to an oppressive, powerful government? We are already in a war right now, and we have been in one, and we have lost that war, losing that war. We're already off our land. The biggest majority of the population does not know how to sustain themselves without a grocery store, and soon those grocery stores will not be able to be accessed by you. If you do not obey the things that are to come, society will be excluded from around you while everybody else lives life normally. You will have lost your chance to have gotten pissed and seen it coming and told your friends to watch and speak up and stand together in unity and peace. The only truth in this place is love. They want division, groups hating each other. And if all else fails, they will have a hitman take you off this planet if you stand for something and rise people that listen to you out of the fog that we are in. We have to do it together, though. That's why the division and the divisive, hateful tactics are so necessary to the people, the few people who want to take over humanity, our children, you. I believe, it's my belief, and it has been my belief for 10 or so years now, that the goal for them is to put technology in our body, microscopic technology that once in our body can create its own networks, like a computer. And they want to take control over our physical bodies. The reason why isn't because of labor. They can have robots do that. Every job will be taken by AI. But what they want to do, in my opinion, is put this stuff in our body and be able to control us from AI as a hive mind. Then they will be able to create the thoughts in our minds that are of evil, hatred. And that will make us emanate a super low frequency. And these entities around us feed off that frequency. They want to create a loosh farm, an energy harvesting farm, by putting AI in our body and controlling us through AI and making us experience the most evil form of things that you could imagine. Creating that negative energy from our soul and our bodies that they feed off on. They feed off of it. This is the plan, guys. I believe. You're not going to be able to tell me that they think that we're overpopulated, so they're going to come up with a vaccine to help save everybody, just to live longer. That don't make no sense, guys. And then it's not 1, it's 2, it's 3, it's 4. They changed the definition of what a vaccine is. This is mRNA technology that we are getting into now. I know nurses and doctors And whenever you educate yourself and you talk to them, they treat you like a fucking peon, worthless worm. The system that we're in now, the voices can only be listened to if they have went through a government accredited program, educational program, and got a certificate that says they're allowed to say things. So our lives and now are going to be dictated by these people that are more educated than us, and they have the stamp of approval for credibility, but we don't. These are your doctors, your lawyers, the people that we need in our society, the professionals. They're under some type of hierarchical spell that they have the knowledge and the know-how and you don't. So who are you to have a voice? Our voices now, because of this dialect, is meaningless. That's why our voices are meaningless, because the lawyers and the police and the military men, they all wear a badge. They all have that hierarchical credibility to them that we cannot confront neutrally. Our words are very weak, like yelling in the wind, yelling over a mountain. So, we have to address these issues by standing up. You only can do that by really educating yourself on these issues to the point where you believe them so much that they become a core value of yours, and you can stand from that and stand on that. That is the only way. That things are in the food and the air and in our environment that are lowering men's testosterone level. I mean, I see all these things, and I think that we are in some type of a war, guys. And the only way we can get out of something like this is to unite through education and fix these problems by actually caring about them. Because if you work 8, 10, 12 hours a day, how could you care about anything? You're not gonna. You're gonna do whatever is told will stop the chaos that they started, and that's gonna be a new system. That will be us, as the adults of this generation, giving away our children's rights whenever it's not even our right to do that. So whenever we do that, we are going against whatever we believe in, if you believe in something right there. This is the evil that is coming. It is floating all around us. Guys, I get so into this stuff because I have been made fun of my whole life by close people to me that meant a lot to me and I looked up to. But I stood for what I believed in. And I can see it today, now more than ever, especially since the last 5 years of what we went through and what we're going through now, that things are happening that are leading to one goal, and it does not matter who gets in office. We're going to that place. That's a dark place, and it's a place that we won't be able to get out of if we don't come together. So, I guess my rant for today is many things, but I'd like it to be a call to action for people to be able to look at their neighbors and think to themselves, what happens whenever all this goes to hell and we need each other, but we lived in a system where we barely even know our neighbors. We don't stop on the side of the road to help people whenever they need it most because we're scared they might try to kill us. And they might. Today's society, they might. We live in a society where we need our guns more than ever. So in the name of safety, we're going to take the guns away from all the people. Canada, other places in our Americas. Places in the United States are having gun laws that are so restrictive that the criminals can kill you with a gun and they'll be breaking the law. But you are breaking the law if you carry a gun, but you'll end up dead. Whenever they go to trial for killing you, they'll drop the dang gun charge anyway and just go with the murder charge. So what are these gun laws for? They are to control you because we are slaves in this system, guys. We are worse than slaves in this system because we believe in our hearts that we're free. We teach our children this, that this slavery and punishment and oppression and usurership that we are under is true freedom that we need to fight and die for. Can you understand how serious that propaganda is and how dangerous that propaganda is to the adults teaching the next generation these type of things? Guys, I want you to know that if you don't start self-educating yourself now and pushing for peace, bad things are going to start happening. People will start being plucked out of society. Right now, what you see about the illegal immigrants getting out of here, being plucked out of society, maybe it looks all fine and dory now. Maybe you believe in that. But guess what? What about the next president that gets in there and he don't like gun owners or he don't like people talking however I'm talking? They're already getting us used to people being plucked out of society by these groups, these mass groups. I will tell you that nobody is right or wrong. That situation, people could look at it like it's right, but I see it for what it is. It is getting us ready for what's going to happen to us in the future, groups of people. So, I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to touch base with you guys. I love you guys, and you know, peace and love always in the win.